ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ jùmọ̀ kọ orin ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àwa ni ògo adúláwọ̀. Wọ́n ní àwa ní ẹ̀yin ní gbogbo wa ní ògo adúláwọ̀ ìgbàgbọ́ wa ní pé ó wá ti gbẹ́rù lábọ́ mọ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ lábẹ́òkúta wọn tó wá kọrin mi wọ́n ní ọmọ ogun iṣẹ́ yá iṣẹ́ máa yá òye iṣẹ́ yá ọmọ rere kì í sáṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun kì í ṣọ̀lẹ ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ gbẹ́rù o Ọlọ́run bẹ fún wa ẹ tẹra mọ́ṣẹ́ o ọmọ ogun iṣẹ́ yá iṣẹ́ yá iṣẹ́ yá ọmọ ogun iṣẹ́ yá Elédùmarè iṣẹ́ máa yá o bàbá Àjàlá ń ṣiṣẹ́ heritage náà ò ṣọ̀lẹ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wò wá o gbogbo yín ò máa ṣọ̀lẹ Ọlọ́run á pín wa lérè tó dá o ẹ tẹra mọ́ṣẹ́ o iṣẹ́ yá gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá iṣẹ́ ti yá iṣẹ́ tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí a máa ṣe láṣeyọrí ni o ìkọ́ kì í kọ́ ọmọ ìjò lẹ́sẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ kì í ṣe ọmọ Abẹ́òkúta tẹ́ bá kọrin ẹ máa sanwó ẹ̀ fún gbogbo ọmọ Ògùn state o gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ kì í ṣe ọmọ Abẹ́òkúta ẹ̀ka lẹ́yìn jọmọ́ ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi ẹ̀yin tèmi láti ayé alálùmọ́lẹ̀ ẹ̀yin tèmi tẹ́ lè fi mí lẹ̀ tèmi ò lè fi í lẹ̀ títà máa fi gba Odùduwà yìí a máa gbà ṣáá ni kò sẹ́ni tó lè dí wa lọ́wọ́ kò sẹ́ni tó lè dí wa lọ́wọ́ ká má gbalẹ̀ Yorùbá o gbogbo yẹn ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun ká gbalẹ̀ Odùduwà yìí o ilẹ̀ tó ṣán fún wàrà àtọyìn ìlú tí ọmọ dírẹ́fà kò ní jẹ́ dírẹ́fà fún ọmọ olówó tó wà bàbẹ́ ìlú tí òṣì máa tán tí òṣì ò ní wà transfer láti ìran kan dé ìran kan ìlú tá à ń lé nìyẹn kì í ṣe pé ọmọ kan jìyà nísìnyí ọmọ tí ẹ̀ náà tún jìyà ọmọ tí ẹ̀ náà tún jìyà Yorùbá máa ní ìran mẹ́ta kì í tòṣì nílẹ̀ Yorùbá nìyẹn tàbá délẹ̀ Oòduà tàbí délẹ̀ Yorùbá land Yorùbá nation nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá gbà ìran 100 àtòṣe ẹjọ́ ẹ lọ bèèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn ní Kánò, ẹ lọ bèèrè ìjọ́ tó ti ṣe àlùmájírì bọ̀. Lálẹ́ yìí nítorí àkókò bàbá mi àtàtà, ẹni rere, ẹni tọ́lọ́run yàn, ẹni tọ́lọ́run pè, ẹni tọ́lọ́run ṣe lógo, ẹni tọ́lọ́run jẹ́ kó dàbí boys pẹ̀lú fìlà tí wọ́n dé lálẹ́ yìí. Tẹ́ bá hùwà bá ẹrú pé boys ni wọ́n, ẹrú pé bàbá is probably in his 50s or late 40s. Don't let it deceive you guys. Ọlọ́run kò gba bàbá láàyè nítorí pé Ọlọ́run fún bàbá ní iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe. Bàbá ò lè sẹ́ńpẹ́. Àwọn tí àwọn àti bàbá jọ wà ní èjì gbogbo wọn ti sẹ́ńpẹ́. Bọ̀ bàbá eléyìí ò lè sẹ́ńpẹ́. Nítorí pé wọ́n ṣe nǹkan tí Ọlọ́run alààyè fẹ́ kí wọ́n ṣe láyé. Tí wọ́n bá tẹ̀lé ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run tó bá ń ṣèfẹ́ Ọlọ́run, èèyàn ní tẹ́ńpẹ́. Nǹkan tí a ṣe ń tètè kú láyè sí ni pé ibi tọ́lọ́run dá wa sí, ibi tó rí dá wa sí àsínbẹ̀mọ́. Mètúsẹ́là wà níbi tó rí dá sí. Láyé àtijọ́ nígbà táwọn bàbá wà níbi tó rí dá wọn sí, wọ́n ń pé 120, wọ́n ń pé 130, wọ́n ń pé 150. Mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ èèyàn kan fún yín nísìn lórí ṣòtà àṣekọjá lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn. Mo ní ìkan nínú, mo bá bọ̀dá kan sọ̀rọ̀ tán pé ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ni wọ́n tọ́wọ́n ti dẹ̀gbọ́n mi nísìn. Wọ́n lè jẹ́ ọmọ òkè ọ̀nà kí mi jẹ́ ọmọ Òwu. Ẹ̀gbá méjì ìjára wọn yan náà ni Abẹ́òkúta is Abẹ́òkúta. Ṣóyé yín gbogbo bó bá ṣe gbà la máa fún àti bọ́. Ẹ̀gbọ́n tó bẹ kọ́ ni òbí ti rí vision ìgbẹ́. Ó ní alọ́ mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́. Ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ gorí ìrókò ojú ọdẹ dá. Bàbá Àjàlá náà tún wá tukọ̀ in another way. Wọ́n ní ikọ́ ìbòyìnbó Bàbá Àjàlá fi kọ́ra wọn. Ṣé ìgbà tí Ṣálàmà kọrin Bàbá Àjàlá wá rí orin Ṣálàmà yẹn wọ́n yí padà. Ẹni tó bá lè yí orin yẹn tó bá lè kọrin ní Ṣálàmà song. Yoruba land is a moving train. Yoruba land is a moving train and nobody can stop it. If you stand in his way, he's gonna crush you fully. We're moving, there is no stopping. We're going to Yoruba land. We're going to Yoruba land. That one has got nothing to do with me. That is full-time Baba Àjàlá song. And tonight, I have him back on the platform. He's going to educate us. He's going to show us. He's going to teach us. I'm going to ask him questions, and he's going to give us appropriate answers. What happened during the amalgamation? Some people will come and tell you amalgamation has expired. There's no amalgamation in the first case. Amalgamation works with company, not with nations. But they not transform it to nations. That's the education I have in the background. If you want this kind of education, make sure you stay with Baba Àjàlá till about 1 o'clock. He will be here till about 12:30, and which is a full an hour. Baba has been waiting for me since 10 o'clock. Because there's so much nitty-gritty that needs to happen. That is why it's like that. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure in introducing you to the man of the moment, who is jingling the bell. Is jingling the bell. Pa! Alex! Àjàlá! Come on!
Ẹ káalẹ́ o.
Ẹ káalẹ́ bàbá wa. Ẹ káalẹ́ sà.
Ẹ kú afẹ́rẹ́ yìí. Ẹ kú ìgbọ́ o. Ẹ kú ìdúródè. Mo kí gbogbo yín lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ pé àjìjọ wà pọ̀. Èèyàn yín ni gbogbo yín jẹ́ sí mi. Èmi náà èèyàn yín ni mo jẹ́ sí yín. Torí kan náà ni wá. Olódùmarè ẹlẹ́dàá wa ó ti fi òye fún gbogbo wa. Àwọn kan ló máa gbóyè yẹn láti fi hàn. Gbogbo nǹkan tí mò ń sọ yìí ni ẹ mọ̀. Ẹ kàn bí ẹgbẹ́ ni pé ìgbàgbé ni àìfojúsí kì í ṣe nǹkan tó burú. Ìgbà tó bá yá gbogbo wa la máa mọ ìdí abájọ. Thank you very much. This evening I'm going to go beyond 1900 to when the Yoruba land became part of the Southern Nigerian Protectorate. It was unique. There was already the Lagos colony. And to secure the rest of the interior of Lagos, having subtly defeated the Jebus and then bypassed the Egbas, because the first, that was a difficult nut to crack at the moment. They now came to the Aláàfin of Ọ̀yọ́, Aláàfin Adéyẹmí the First. And they now signed a treaty, just the way they acquire lands in every part of West Africa. Because at some point, part of the kingdom of Ọ̀yọ́ had been signed out to the French. I keep on mentioning Kishi because there's document to show that the French signed a treaty with them. A treaty of the same type of statement which they take about to different kingdoms in West Africa. So a treaty of protection, friendship, and trade was signed at Ọ̀yọ́ in 1897. It was not the creation of a nation. It was the creation of Southern Protectorate, the colony and Yoruba Southern Protectorate. There was no name then, because the name Nigeria did not emerge until 1898, even though it had already been written down in 1897 also by Lady Lugar, Flora Shaw. So I stress again, when they signed the treaty, it was not a treaty of Southern Nigeria. It was a treaty of the Lagos colony and Yoruba land. A treaty of the colony of Lagos and Yoruba land, which constituted the Southern Protectorates. That was the name. The name Nigeria came into official writings in 1900, when Chamberlain, one of the top officials in the Colonial office, writing down what to name the area, first of all said it could be Nigritia or New Sudan. Then he said, but Nigeria would be a better name. Lugar's girlfriend has suggested that, because Lugar's girlfriend was a lobbyist. He wanted to lobby importance for his for her boyfriend. I hope you can hear me. He wanted to lobby.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
For her boyfriend. And that way, that name had already been dropped on the table. And then Chamberlain now, in the next paper trail, they now included Nigeria into their name of the Southern Protectorates. So it now became Lagos Colony and Southern Protectorate of Nigeria. That is a separate area. Now it included the Calabar and the Southeast, because Calabar was also a special area where, if you all remember the story of Mary Slessor, who sort of put a stake down in Calabar area against the Germans who could have taken it over. Her presence there made the Germans to go. You see, this is why I want all of us to look at it. What is Nigeria in the first place? It's a parchment of treaties from one area to the other. In fact, Buya and the current day Cameroons could have been part of the so-called Nigeria, but Lugar's emissaries were late to get there. They found the Germans already signing a treaty, so they had to step back because they did not want a war in West Africa. For what? for taking possession. After there is enough land to take. Okay, you can have that side. We will have ours up to Bakassi, which became a contentious issue during the so-called civil war that Gowon signed out that place could be taken by Cameroons if they allowed them to come in through the naval inroads into the Biafran enclave as at that time. Of course, we lost that part of that country now again to the Cameroons after the judgment at The Hague. So coming back to us, please, the Yoruba race should remember, we are not Nigerians, we are Yorubas. We are only trapped into that territory created as a trading post. I stress, we are only trapped into that territory trading as a trading post, which I will all rightly described. It's a mere geographical expression, and you cannot compare the people in Nigeria as you talk about the French in French territory, or the English in England, and the Scot in Scotland, or the West in the Wales. Cannot compare that. So let us wake up to reality. We really haven't had a country all along. We have all along been pretending. But we forced the hands of the British to retain Nigeria because this expressly told us during the meeting. I don't call it a negotiation for independence, just meeting. Because if you look at the transcript, there's not any iota of a negotiation in the documentation that happened. I've illustrated most of it to you. I might be ready to remind you of what was said and what was not said. But one thing I will again stress, Bode Thomas stressed, àwọn arábí ò kì í ṣara wa, ẹ jẹ́ kan máa lọ, káàná máa dúró ní tiwa. But the others did not listen. Let's go back again. We signed a treaty of friendship and protection. We did not sign for nation. But our middle period educated elders felt we had a nation. But they did not ask themselves the question, did our forefathers create this place? Did the white man come to meet a nation called Nigeria? The answer is no. They created it and aptly gave it a name after deliberating over several names. It could have been called Lugar, to have sounded very well for every one of us. So we remember that Lugar is the father of our nation. And that's again coming to that point when we erroneously called our first stream political leaders father of the nation, or the founding fathers. They did not find anything. Don't let us give them credit to what they don't deserve. They negotiated. What did I use the word negotiated? They discussed without looking and thinking about who are we. They keep on saying, they did not ask themselves, who are we, vis-a-vis those other ones. And they were all speaking English language. If at the conference our people came and started speaking Yoruba and looking for a translator to tell the white men that, okay, we are from the Yoruba nation, this is our language. Like I said, if we have our Yoruba nation, we now have our language in the pool of languages to be translated at the United Nations. That will be the most beautiful thing I want to hear. They did not do that. Aláàfin Adéyẹmí signed a treaty of protection, friendship, and trade. I decided to re-emphasize that before moving on to between 1906 and 1913, because the South, the Southern Protectorate, which had now become Southern Protectorate of Nigeria, was well enough to be self-sustaining and had balance of trade that was positive. They did not have a negative part. So the colonial office were not spending money in the South. Rather, they were taking money from the South to support the administration in the North to the tune of £25,000 every year from 1906 till 1913, December. And after December, the burden of support for the North now fell on the South because of the so-called administrative amalgamation, which was in actual fact a financial one, all in the attempt to get money from the South to show up the balances, the negative balances in the North, because the colonial office was not ready to support anymore, because they have been supporting from 1900 up to the tune of £300,000. Check out the records. It's there in the amalgamation document. It's not really an amalgamation document. It was a letter patent that allowed Lugar to tell all other Europeans, not us Africans, that we have now secured this area, Northern Protectorate of Nigeria and Southern Protectorate of Nigeria, as a single sphere of influence for us, a trading post. If you look at the write-ups, at every point they will be talking about the trade, opening up the land, building the railways, developing the waterways. What purpose? For trade. It was not for creation of a nation. It's a trading post. You see how it unfolded until now. I'll stop so far at that point.
Baba, all this mess that was created, let's look at Adeyemi the first and Adeyemi the second. Wouldn't it be a good legacy for Adeyemi the second to be the one that crushed it?
The current Adeyemi is the third one. Adeyemi the second was the one who witnessed the presentation of the so-called amalgam at Zungeru with Kitoye Ajasha and the Obong of Calabar and the Sultan of Sokoto and the Emir of Kano. It was not signing the amalgamation document. It was a witness of the fact that Lugar announced, let's have a tea party and a drinks up. The two countries that we own have been put together. Ẹ̀yin Adéyẹmí àti ẹ̀yin Obong àti ẹ̀yin Sultan, ìkan náà lẹ máa, administration kan náà lẹ máa ní. But it was not true. The administration was still separate. This finance was the only one that banded us together. The North ruled itself, the South ruled itself. So there were two countries on and on and on and on until when a third one, the South was now divided into two, Western and Eastern region and Northern region, becoming three countries under British rule, because the umbrella of a similar boundary, which I call a sort of belt, binding us together and excluding some of our people into Benin, like the town and cities of Ketu. Not the Ketu in Lagos, that's a minor place. The real Ketu is in Benin Republic. Let it be known. And that's our people. And most of our people extended up to Togo. And the Bashorog's legacy showed that he was excommunicated from Yoruba land with his whole family, and they went to settle in southern Accra. So an extension of Yoruba people in Accra. It was easy then because our boundary was close to the Ashanti people. So there was some form of relationship in terms of trade and commerce between the Ashantis and the Yorubas. That's why I remember my grandfather went to Kumasi to buy gold to marry his wife, my mom's mom. Not surprised. How did they go? Well, you know the power of the Yoruba man. Kanoko. They will just appear and then he'll deal. Wale. That's the fact. We cannot deny. The white men know we do have those powers.
Baba, can I ask you one question before you continue? Did you watch my program earlier on that we spoke about Kanoko?
No.
Do you know they're still looking for that? The white men are still looking for that power.
I know. I know some of Iku Babai, professor of physics and electronics. He's retired now from the University of London. He was living in West London before. And he's also a teacher in Yoruba language. We've discussed all this before together. All these are things I readily happen to know because I'm a Yoruba person from Omonile. We know it, most of us ignore it. We throw it away because we believe that the Catholic Church bad Jesus, but they took hold of Lord's, which was so-called a pagan site where healing came naturally, and they want to consecrate it for the glory of God because it's a creation of God. Not all of you know Lord's. It was not a pagan site. It was a purity site. When people are sick, they go there. We have such sites in Yoruba land. But some of us run away from it and say, who is a issue for God's sake? But no, there. Just like he has it all over the world. Those who know the benefit know it. So that is one of the basic reasons the Yoruba race has to emerge from the trap they set themselves into. Because like I said, Bode Thomas warned, but our leadership did not listen. 1957, we had the opportunity also to go our separate ways. We were thinking of the others without thinking of ourselves. What's the benefit? Meanwhile, we had established a very powerful civil service and institutions in Western region that provided free health service, free education, agricultural development, roads, industrial estates. Mortgage everything into entry into Nigeria, including one that I believe some of our fathers, some of them were still alive, the Western Nigeria Development Corporation and the
WNDC.
And the Western Nigeria Providence Fund, which is similar to the
man, one of the men who was the DG for WNDC happens to be my father, and the man is 91 on Sunday. He's still alive.
I will say that. On Sunday, I will want to honor him by bringing out the issue of the WNDC and how it developed.
He said he's not a politician. I've spoken to him that you want to speak to him.
This is about the issue of development. In fact, it's intertwined. When you think of the people and you're working for the progress of the people, it's what you call political economy. It's not the political party system. It's different.
Okay, tomorrow we speak to him together. We speak to him together and you try and convince him.
It's not politics. It's they stood for the political economic development of the people. And that is very great. And that's what most countries intertwine with politics. And when they now argue, they want to argue that I'm the best person to create policies that will make the political economy to work. But we don't still understand it in Africa. We think politics is enriching yourself. at the expense of your people. That's why I have been dragged into it from many times in my life. I refuse to join.
But about 50 years ago, when we used to go to Apoje Ijebu Farm Project,
yeah,
we have a quarters there. Fantastic place. The last time I saw the place, I cried when I saw the picture, because it was a very beautiful farmland, plantation, massive, and they threw all that into bin.
Yeah, we could have maintained it if we did not decide to become part of the so-called Nigerian project that our people invented. The British did not invent Nigerian project. We invented it from our mouth. I want everybody to hear today. They did not invent it. We invented it. And where has it led us? This mayhem of people coming into our territories, trying to take over our land and claiming that their forefathers own Nigeria. Then the question I want to ask, I just got a write-off from Sokoto by one of these guys, Umar Smart, claiming that the land Nigeria belongs to our forefather. That is 1804, 1807. When did Nigeria come on stream? 1914. What a big lie. And unfortunately, some of us want to believe him. Even the attempts to get weapons through Clapperton to defeat our people, but Clapperton just felt the way they behave, they are not to be trusted. He wrote in his journals that they're vicious, deceitful, and they have an agenda that is part colonial, part religious, and part acquisition of other people's property. And someone will now stand up from Sokoto and be telling me that their forefathers own Nigeria. Did their forefathers see where Nigeria was? Even the Songhai Empire never even touched the borders of our forest. If you go and look at the map, it's north of River Niger. I'll be providing all this map because graphic illustrations of what I'm saying will be much better understood by every one of us, so that we can share the air of tying ourselves to the apron string of a place that has destroyed us. Most of us are in Europe and America, not by choice, but because we are escaping from our so-called country. It's time to wake up to reality. I don't hate them. All I want is that we should realize that we have to have a referendum and let everybody go his own way. Just like I said in my previous text, that some of them already know the truth, and some of them have dared us, and even some had drawn maps of Nigeria cutting away the Yoruba southwest area. In 1998, as recent as 1988, they had already drawn it and cut us off, that they will retain the southeast, the riverine area of the east, and then incorporate the Igbos, and then to be the rest of Nigeria. We can have them. The Yorubas can have that section. After all, they produce cocoa and they control a large percentage of the economy. Yeah, they felt well. They will have the rest of Nigeria while we go, and then we control the oil. And then their contention is to be able to co-opt the Niger Delta people into their so-called new Nigeria. And that new Nigeria, the map will now be like a hole with a narrow bottom and a large open top. The map will soon be online, by the grace of God. That's what they produced in 1998, July 9, Financial Times of London. I got a copy twice. The first copy I lost due to house moving. So I went to the Financial Times office in Sodok, just after the bridge. And they said they don't have the copy there. It's in the archives. And they had need to print out a new copy. Then I ordered that they should. Said, I said, I want to pay for it because there's an important document, information I need there. That's how I got the new copy. It was expensive, but that doesn't matter to me. But the information is gold, but not what I paid for it. It's my personal investment for the Yoruba race. We need to wake up. I hear a lot of people say, we are going to look for a credible leader. Where are you going to get? Even Awolowo was not a credible leader for Nigeria. If he was, then they wouldn't have done what they did to him. Just 2 years after independence, he's already in prison over some trumped up allegations, or because he went to Ghana with his team to have some ideological training over whatever it is. It was not a big deal, but the federal government decided with Zik to use it to rope in Awolowo and go to the records that they had buried cutlasses in the four corners of Nigeria to use that to to topple the Nigerian government. Do you use cutlasses against Kalashnikov? Do you use cutlasses against M16? Do you use cutlasses against tanks? Just the most despicable accusation. And unfortunately, most of our Yorubas were happy, or a lot of our Yorubas were happy about the turn of events. It was the sad day for our people. Sad day. But I was a little boy, but I knew it was wrong. I knew, because I have read so much about wars and peace, because our library in the school had several volumes in both science and technology, in history. I read the history of the Second World War, 1,000-page book. Then I know that how can I all use cutlasses to topple the Nigerian army? We are Major General Everard of the British was the commander-in-chief. It's despicable. Yes, some of our people were happy. It's sad. I won't say I wish for your bodies. We are cutting our nose to spite our face. But I'm saying let us put that back the nose and see. And that's my project. Let's put back the nose to see clearly that we don't need Nigeria to survive. We had developed a very powerful economy in the 50s under the watch of our colonial masters, if I may use the word. Of course, they were our masters. They approved independence, even though that was not what they wanted. They wanted a free trade area, but we forced their hands into now looking for a constitution that will fit into bringing the diverse people, diverse social and linguistic people into one whole that they were trying to dismiss, and now being forced to make Nigeria. Some of you, those who are historians in the constitutional development of Nigeria, you see how many constitutions that were developed. I'm not talking of the 1999 district constitution that is not really a constitution. I'm talking of all the previous ones, and then the final one that became the independence constitution. They're just trying to find a meaning. You have people from the south who are shouting, "Oh, one Nigeria, one Nigeria." They were saying it in English language. It's not our language. I'm saying what I'm saying today because I want the rest of the world to hear me. Because when it comes to when we now have a nation, by the grace of God, it is all Yoruba the way. And to borrow me, our translator, just like they do in the United Nations. When the Chinese man stands up to speak, you speak in Chinese and it's translated to the rest of them. When the French man stands up to speak, he speaks in French. and it's translated. So the same thing, the Yoruba nation's leadership and representative of the United Nations, when it starts to speak in Yoruba, they find a translator to translate it to the rest of them. Then we are emerging people. Thank you.
Baba, I really appreciate your explanation because it gave me a lot of insight, and it must have been giving a lot of our people a lot of insight as well. As we listen to you, we learn more and more by the second, because without you, who's going to teach us all this? That's the most amazing things. Somebody said they went on an excursion to Akpoje when they were in secondary school. One of my people, New Kana Nana, went on excursion to Akpoje Ijebu Farm Project. Have you been there before, Baba?
Me?
Yeah.
No, we studied it because we had books that illustrated them a lot. In the years when we were the pupils of the Awolowo, no, I will not call it experiment, Awolowo's quest to educate his people in Western Nigeria. Everything, plus the Fashola. Then the one I know most is the Iwo Dairy Farm. I've been there, where they crossbreed cattle from England and our own Muturu cattle to produce very good milk that was distributed right through. And I was in a Fashola, which has an integrated farm settlement, also reared cattle.
I know Fashola as well. I've been there.
And the trade centers, I know that of Awe, where the leather training center.
I know Awe as well. I've been there.
Learning how to make shoes. At some point, they were making shoes equally as good as the Italian shoes that were very expensive in those days. I will tell you one secret. A lot of the top officers in the ministry, any Okoyibo, I will call them, were taking their shoes from Awe. And when they wear them, you would think they are from Italy. These are boys producing such things. I suggested to one of my friends who were almost partially in charge of funding Awe, that why not buy a factory for these boys to now come in the open to start producing this for the Yoruba. That's what I said, accidentally, for the Yoruba people, and then perhaps to Nigeria and West Africa. That's a long time ago. I remember I said that. Then I said, why? Is it not Nigeria? I said, but Ile Yoruba lo wa. They said, you were boy. I said, well, I said, it is in me. I can't forget where I'm from. That's the way. I don't want all of us to forget where you are from. Nigeria has no meaning to you. Some of your children will ask, what's the language of Nigeria? Some of you have experienced it, and then you are stuck. You can't tell them. And then you say, perhaps we have several languages. Then they are confused. When they get to their schools, I mean, in Europe and America, they say, they tell their friends, we have several Nigerian languages. Then their friends say, which one is your language? Is that not a shame? It's happened to several families. Some of them who are hearing me would know what I'm talking about. I know of it.
Wow.
You also know. That's why I'm saying I'm working with you. So we are working together to get the clarity of who we are.
Baba, there's so many things that has been happening. In 1914, when they went to go and sign, or when they went for this Tea Party.
Sorry, I will stop you there. Yeah, nobody signed anything.
Yeah, when they went for the Tea Party.
Yes.
Okay, they have Sultan of Sokoto and Emir of Kano. True. They have Adiyemi the first from the south.
No, the second.
The second, and they have the Obong of Calabar.
Yeah.
From the south. Why did they take two from the north?
Well, they were recognizing that was the way they saw it, because those two people were the ones who celebrated the Amaga in the first place. And that's Lugar's work, because he pleased them, having conquered the Emir of Kano and the original Emir of Kano and the Sultan of Sokoto, and placed there those who are amenable to his rule. So he had to please them. And he again was living in their territory. He never wanted to be in Lagos. He firstly announced that the people in Lagos were savage, whereas at that time legations were already pseudo-Europeans, as I would say, having afternoon tea, the Forsyths, and the Daroshas and all that, and the Dosumus, the Adeles. That's, if Lagos life was a mini London at that time, because the governor that took care of the colony, MacGregor, who dug the canal, the MacGregor Canal, wanted to develop Lagos as a holiday resort for his own people, coming to tropical Africa to enjoy. And to do that, they had to also drain a lot of creeks and brooks to remove the incident of mosquito. And mosquito nets were distributed amongst Lagosians free of charge then.
Wow.
Making it a livable environment. But Lugar destroyed it by removing most of the resources that were available to Lagos to fund the North. So invariably, the South has been the North has been an albatross on the South. We have been piggybacking the North right from inception.
And we're still doing it, sir. We're still doing it up to today.
Yes, up to this minute that I'm talking, because now they have subtly taken over all avenues of resources and defense. The NNPC, number 1 to 20 are from the North, and they are specifically Fulanis. I think there's one Hausa person in between. Check out the records. One of my colleagues, Mr. Aliu, had aptly said it some weeks ago on a radio show, a radio and television show. Those are details. And then the army, the military, and now the military is now being infiltrated again. Even there is a denier, but the open seeing cannot deny what people see physically that has happened. Then you cannot just sit down at Rock and be saying it is not true. What is there is like you are trying to hide an elephant behind a broomstick. You can't hide facts. I'm ready to defend what I'm saying anywhere. Because even the Elisha-Akure Road, at some point there were over 2,000 of them behind the army barracks that were protected by the armies. That's way back 2016-17. How much more the recent one that the gentleman lawyer reported in Oktopa, and many other formations. We are in denial.
Wow. Okay, we know all this now. Can we bring our spirituality into this now and get ourselves out? Or should we rely on the church or the mosque?
As at that point, a general does not say he has a big gun. You see, what you need is a collation of information to get down to the grassroots, so that even the child that is being fed by her mom, sucking her mom's breast, will remember, Ọmọ Yorùbá ni mí, a máa sọ sínú láì tí bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ̀rọ̀. That's what I want to happen. Because when the mother says Ọmọ Yorùbá ni mí, the child who is still suffering knows who she is or he is. So that is the level. We have to create an environment of awareness. We have to make a very powerful deposition, because our exit from the continued existence of Nigeria would be a collective dissolution, not disintegration, not secession. So each area goes some way. There may be some little skirmishes, and those in our forest will just walk back to their home country. And that's fact, I promise you. It's going to happen. We should not be in fear of, they've even brought helicopter guns, whatever they call it. Let them bring all, they'll be useless. They will not be used. Or let them close the port and allow only themselves to bring things. I tell you, they are not going to work. So that's why I'm saying we should not bring about telling the world what we can do.
We show the world what we can do, not telling.
When it will happen.
When the time comes.
Yeah.
Baba, I want to thank you.
I can say, just a minute. You can say during the Agbekoya, we all, if you are grown up enough to know what happened to the police and soldiers when they could not remove their uniform. It was not said before it happened, but it happened. So we are not going to be saying what we can do. And I will employ any avenue of communications amongst us, never ever to display what we can do. I implore every person that broadcasts on behalf of the Yoruba race not to display or say what we can do. Let it be within us. Our forefathers, when they went to war, never displayed what they can do. 20 of them could conquer 200 or even 1,000 Fulanis in those days. They will run back, Lakuba, thinking that there's 100,000 Yorubas in the forest. Just not knowing that it's only 20. These are stories to confirm that. So, if they were told that we are only 20, would they be afraid to run back? So that's why I'm saying, please, advising and imploring the parties, don't say what you can do. It's not a strategy of self-defense. It's not.
I want to really thank you. The information that you're passing on to us, we awaken a lot of us. We get us to where we're supposed to be. We empower us to know the truth, because the Bible even said the truth you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And all the children of yours online now, including Pete George, Aderemi Oladipo, Fumi Adejobiebel, Toyin Akaba, who is a regular.
Thank you all. If you are hearing me, thank you so much. I hope I've not bored you.
No, you haven't bored us. They're happy. If you see what they're writing, Sakios is writing. Omobola Daramola, Omobola Daramola again. Nana Wasiu Yusuf, Samuel Dada Odudua has arrived. David Abolaji, all of them. Happy Rachid is there. They were happy. Odusonya Bola, and a host of other. Olabingpe is there as well. Matthew Jamito is there from Nigeria. Bukola Adeyanju is there. These people glued to the telly, they knew you're coming, and they make sure they make themselves available, because we are all enjoying what you're teaching us, what you're exposing to us, the information you're passing down to us. We're all, they even say, we love you, Baba, thank you, Baba, nothing can be done against the truth but for the truth. 100% Baba has not bothered us. We need to move. We need more of it. As you have said, information is pivotal. Thank Baba, the Lord Lugar made treaty with Sokoto Caliphate? That was the question. I am here, brother, for time. Adiroju Wilson Ojo. Wọ́n ní àgbáyé máa dalé bàbá.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Adetitu
If I may quickly
Agunbiade.
say, Lugar did not make any treaty with the Sokoto Caliphate. All that the person who took over Sokoto was a treaty of protection, just like they signed with Adeyemi the First, protection, fresh one. Then when they were recalcitrant, Lugar used Yoruba soldiers, about 70 of them and some others from the Middle Belt, to defeat the Sokoto Caliphate. And the same thing he did for the Emir of Kano. But when he wanted to defeat the Egba independence,
He used the Hausas.
yes. So you see, he was a strategist. He knew who was who. Because if he used the Fulani soldiers to fight the Fulani, they will not shoot them. So they are strange. They are not strange elements. To the Yorubas who are fighting, who helped him to defeat the Sultan and the Emir, they are strange elements to them. So now we are in Nigeria. We are strange elements to each other. You see. That's why you have Oba of Yoruba in Kano or Sokoto. It's a diplomat there. It's not like that. That's dual this legal system. The Seriki in the south is a diplomat of the people from his area. So why are we blind to the fact that we are not really running a country? We are a motive crew of confused institutional passion, and that's why even the last constitution was something a lot of people will laugh at. I'm sorry, I'm not making a joke of it. I'm only saying the truth. I want you to revel in it, to see the foolery in what we have been going through. Oh, like I'm sorry, I will not mention his name. That telling me that we should find a credible leader from where? Bolowa. Awolowo is a credible leader. Can he function in the north and east? And you, as a Yoruba man, you go to the east, you cannot buy a piece of land that is as wide as your footprint. You call that one country? We are the most civilized. I'm sorry to say, I'm proud to say that. We are the most welcoming race in Africa, and if not the world. We admit people. Àlejò la máa tọ́jú ká tó tọ́jú ara ilé tí wọ́n bá tabati lálejò. Àbí? But that has been the making of us.
And that is probably our downfall.
Yeah.
That is what takes us to this level.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the story of the camel and the owner of the camel in the desert. It was cold in the night. And the camel, those days, the animal and men talked to each other. Said, "Oh, master, it's cold outside. Can I put my nose in?" I said, "Okay. Put your nose in the tent so that to get it warm." After a while, "Oh, master, it's cold outside. Can I put my neck in?" I said, "Okay." Third time, "Oh, master, it's very cold. My hump is cold. Can I put it in?" When the camel put it in, he just took the net. His times away from the matter. And the matter became
Thank you.
That's exactly what we are doing to us as the Yoruba race. We welcome them to our own peril.
Wow.
Thank you.
We welcome them to our own. I'll make it easy for you, sir. To our own disadvantage.
No, the disadvantage is very, very peril. That is danger. The danger of losing our own identity. It's more than a disadvantage.
Wow. Baba, I want to thank you. I cannot thank you for enough for what you're doing for us. I can only appreciate you more and more every day because you create time to speak to us, your children. We are very happy. I'm going to let Baba go so that we can, me and the children, your other children, can talk. It's going to be a children meeting now between us, so daddy can go to bed and sleep while the children make sure you are gentle with our mommy when you go to bed, so that with the children, we don't want to hear any noise from the bedroom. Thank you, Baba. We appreciate you, sir.
Well. Mo kí gbogbo èèyàn mi, èèyàn yín lèmi náà. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Baba Ajala Alex Ajala, who has dedicated his time solely to educate us, to teach us, to show us, and to liberate us. This, I'm compelled to call him a gentleman. For someone to come and give us these hours every day for the last few weeks is a lot of work, is a lot of research, and his brain is just there. We're picking his brain right and left, forward and center, and he doesn't mind. Guys, I want to thank you all. Rally is on the 12th of June. Rally on the 12th of June. Peaceful rally, and this is going to happen in every part of the world, not just in England. And guys, if the G7 meeting is going to be in London, we want to make it big. So please endeavor to come from every part of the United Kingdom to London on that day and join us and support the move. I'm sure a lot of organizations are planning this. One of the first things we want to do is to start from our own people area. We don't want to go to Parliament Square and speak to these people alone. No, we want to get more people into the association by starting from our own area. Maybe the last time someone invited me to a rally, it was in Peckham. I was amazed. And I think Peckham is a good place to start, unless you have another opinion, which I'm suggesting Peckham. It doesn't mean that's going to be the final. That's a suggestion. We all deliberate, because we cannot have dictatorship when we get Yoruba nation. We have to work things out. We have to do things right. And that is very important. So I've had some people ordering t-shirt for their groups. I have some people calling about t-shirt for themselves. If you want t-shirt, the number to call is the number on the screen now. That is for t-shirt. If you want cap, that is the number to call. The t-shirt, because of the rally, 2 days before the rally, this sales is going to finish on the 10th of June. Remember, we still have to ship it to you. So if you want to leave it till late, you're not going to get it on time. You're not going to get it on time. The closing time for the UK is the 10th of June, and the closing time for the people in another country will probably be the 1st of June, so that we have enough time to ship it across to you. So we're selling the normal t-shirt, the short sleeve t-shirt, we're selling them at £15 if you're buying one. If you're buying bulk 10, we sell it at £10 each. So instead of paying £150 for 10, you're paying £100 for 10. The same thing cap. We're selling caps. If you're buying in bulk, we're selling them for £5 if you're buying 10. So for £50 you will get 10 caps. I've been phoning a lot of people lately in the last few days to say, why are you buying 2 caps for? 2 caps for £20? Whereas you can buy 10 for £50. Why don't you add £30 and get an extra 8 cap for £20? And a lot of people have taken that offer up. Because the good thing about it is that you can actually give it to people to create more awareness, but don't give it to people who's not going to wear it though. There's no point in giving it to people who are not going to wear it. One of my sister called me and said, they've taken their t-shirt. You haven't sent me the picture. She said she doesn't wear it. I said, no, it doesn't work like that. If you buy a t-shirt, you must wear it. If you don't want to wear it, please don't waste your time. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your money. Don't buy it. If you're gonna keep it at home, it's not a souvenir. is something that we want to use to promote our own nation, so that more people can get into the agitation, more people could be aware of it. If you want t-shirt, send me a message on this number. It is not on regular number. It is not a regular number. It's just a WhatsApp number. So if you call it directly or you send text message to it, it will never get to me. So it's only available on WhatsApp. So please, guy, if you want t-shirt, just say t-shirt, no story. If you want cap, just say cap. If you want Omoluabi, which is one of our hottest line, because every Yoruba one wants to be Omoluabi. Even Baba Jala has this one, and it's very very famous. It's very very nice. If you don't want to buy it directly from us, you can ask your friends to buy it. I'm sure you love it, and some people, they can't buy it because they have bad mind or they have bad belly, but that's not a problem. You can change your name. We don't need to know your name. You can buy it with another name, so that we won't know it's you. This is the Orioloko on the side shoulder. This is the Orioloko on the ham. We have two types of this one. One is a thicker one that you can wear in winter, and one is a lighter one where you can wear in summer. Have you heard about this song? Somebody was giving me a name of the singer earlier on. I was ashamed, because that song is actually Odaisy, Going Back to My Root. And this one is that one. Going Back to My Roots is that one. And we have other types, and this is the one I'm wearing. And this one has got pants now. It's got trouser. Some people in America, they call it pant. The people in the UK, they call it trouser. So whatever you want to call it, you can call it. You're allowed to call it whatever you like. We can call it pant, we can call it trouser, you can call it anything. It does the same job. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It covers you. And then we have some other ones, which is this one. This is a normal t-shirt, a light and beautiful. You know what? We have some other things as well. We have this item, which is the mug. If you prefer flag on your top, this is the hoodie with a flag. And then it doesn't have to be white, it can be any color. And this is the green one with a flag as well. If you want flag, please specify. If you don't specify, we will not put flag on it. I want to thank you all. I want to appreciate you for staying this late with me. It is very hard for people in England to stay this late. It is it is not easy for people in America who are supposed to be putting their feet up now and enjoying their evening to be watching this. The cap is there too. Is that not beautiful? Come on, look at that. Look at that. Look at that beautiful one. There's one we showed yesterday. There's one we had yesterday. That one is not here. Let me just bring that one in quickly. There's one we had yesterday. Not sure if it's here now. If it's here now, I can show it to you. If it's not here, then I'm going to quickly. Matthew, uncle, I hope they make contact with you about your t-shirt in Oduduwa land, and you get it soon anyway. I believe you get it soon. The fasting is going to be over for the gentleman who is distributing it, so that I can get it across to you. Guys, I want to thank you. I want to appreciate you. I want to say a very big thank you to you for staying this late with me. Until tomorrow, that I will be coming your way again. I remain your humble servant. I remain loyal to you. I remain dedicated to actualization of Yoruba nation. And inshallah, we will get it by the grace of God. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you all with the love of God. Good night.
ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ jùmọ̀ kọ orin ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àwa ni ògo adúláwọ̀.